What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome to the brand new FIFA Ultimate Team Team of the Week. This is Team of the Week from February the 20th through to February the 26th or the 27th, whichever day you wish to look at it as. And it's a pretty interesting team. There's no one... Oh, there's only a couple of outstanding players in this team, in my opinion. We're going to take you through the team. EA have decided to give this team a 3-5-2. Not quite sure why, but they would be better suited putting this as something like a 4-4-2, since there is two strikers there, two centre midfields, a right and a left midfield, a left back, a right back, and a centre back. And yeah, there's another centre back there. That they could have done it a lot better. So there's a couple of stars in this team, which we'll get to, but we're going to start from the goalkeeper at first. So the goalkeeper is Willy Caballero. He plays for Malaga in the BBVA, and he is Argentinian. So you've got a lot of options for hybrid teams with him. Is he going to be worth a lot of coins? Probably not. There's a hell of a lot of better goalkeepers that aren't in form in the Liga BBVA for a lot cheaper than you could get an inform for, even at discard price. But he definitely looks like an interesting player. He's got pretty well-rounded stats: 81 diving, 80 handling, 85 reflexes, and 84 positioning. The only down point about his base card stats is his 68 kicking. I do like a goalkeeper that can kick it far, far up the field for counter-attacking options. But in general, guys, this goalkeeper looks like he could be okay. If you're really insistent on building a fully informed team, he could definitely be well suited for you and would be good for hybrids as well. Malaga are obviously a team in form right now. They've been doing great for like the last couple of years, really, and it's good to see a few of their players getting some informs. The second player we've got, guys, is Rod Fanny. Apologies. He is from Marseille in the French league. He was already one of the best right backs in the French league, and he is French, of course, as well. Although the best French right back is obviously Bakary Sagna. I'm not a huge fan of his regular card, and I don't think I'll be a huge fan of his inform card, because although he has 85 pace, he's a right back. He only has 78 defending and 74 heading, so I can't imagine his card is going to be very useful. I wouldn't ever like to use him myself. The only reason why you'd buy this card is because you've got the extra coins and would like to see an inform right back Rod Fanny instead of the regular right back Rod Fanny. Will he go for many coins? Probably not. You're probably looking at 20 to 30,000 coins once the rush of people trying to buy these new informs has settled down. He again is good for some hybrids because he's French and from a pretty popular league, but being French in general is pretty decent for hybrids. There's a lot of BPL French players that you can build like a French league to BPL hybrid pretty easily. But yeah, another player who I don't think I'll be looking to purchase at all. The next player we've got is Mats Hummels. Now, this card looks incredible. A lot of people just go for pace. A lot of people look at a centre-back and see 66 pace and think, yeah, I'm not going to get that. But Matt Hummels has 87 defending and 86 heading, making him an incredible centre-back. He plays for Dortmund in the Bundesliga, of course, and he is from Germany. So once again, in a popular league and a relatively popular nation, opening the opportunity up for a lot of decent hybrids. Or if people build Bundesliga teams quite often, and he would be a good fit. Is he going to be expensive? I would say so. I would say he'll probably settle around the 100,000 to 150,000 mark. Maybe a bit more on PlayStation 3. Maybe as much as 200,000 on PlayStation 3. Is he a card that I'm going to try out? 100% he is a card I'm going to try out. I definitely want to get hold of Hummels there and give him a try and see if that pace attribute it really is a factor in his gameplay. The next player we've got, guys, is Jose Enrique. Now, this is his second inform card. His first inform is at left midfield. This one is at left back. Does it look like a good card? Yes, it looks like a good card. Now, the thing I look for in left backs isn't necessarily heading, isn't necessarily the passing attribute or the shooting attribute, but the pace, the dribbling, and the defending are real key for me for fullbacks. And he's got 86 pace, 79 dribbling, and 83 defending. Now, for a left back, that's pretty damn sweet. The dribbling could be a little bit better, and I think he deserves a little bit better. I think he deserves maybe 82, 83 dribbling, because he is pretty solid on the ball when he goes forwards, and his shooting 71 as well. But he's got a really well-rounded card, and it'll be interesting to see his in-game attributes. Is he a card I'd use? Probably not. There's probably a couple of better left backs in the BPL already with these sort of attributes. Gael Clichy is going to be probably cheaper than Jose Enrique. But if you're a Liverpool fan or you're building a Spain team and you can't afford, I don't know, like if you can't afford Marcelo, I guess not that he would be in a Spain team because he's Brazilian, but if you're building like a BBVA team is what I'm going for, and you want like you got your Spanish centre backs and you want a Spanish left back, I think he'll probably be one of the better choices actually. But you can use his regular card and the stats are almost as good. And off the top of my head, how crazy is this? I can't actually think of another Spanish left back. So that's how bad my mind is working right now. But is he going to be a card I'm going to try? Yes. I've already like written down a hybrid team that I want to try him in. Is he going to be a card that I'm going to look to invest in to actually use over a period of time? Absolutely not. I don't think he's going to be very good at all. Number 5, we've got Clement Grenier. He plays for Olympique Lyon in France. He is now a 74 rated inform silver. He's a centre midfielder. He's got 81 passing and 77 dribbling. That's all well and good, but in my centre midfielders and my central defensive midfielders, I like to have good defending and good heading attributes, especially when people are going to take those goal kicks and you want to win the aerial battles and from long balls and whatnot. You're going to want to win the aerial battles, and I don't think he offers that service. So if you're building a French league team that's silver, he'll fit pretty well into it. But if you're just building a French league team or a French team and you're looking for a centre midfielder, I don't think he's going to be the sort of player that I would look to purchase, that's for sure. I think he's going to be worth a hell of a lot of coins and isn't really going to be a player that is much desired. In number 6, guys, we've got Gary Medel. Or Medel. He plays for Sevilla in the Liga BBVA and is from Chile. Of course, he will fit well with Alexis Sanchez and people like Valdivia with 5-star skills. Now, this is the sort of thing that I love in a CDM. 77 pace, 84 defending, and 75 heading. This is a card that I think will be very, very underrated and very, very underused. It'll also be pretty cheap because he's only rated 80, so you'll probably be looking around 10 to 20,000 coins to get this guy after the rush of buying players has calmed down. And it's a card that I'm looking forward to using. You can actually use Valdivia ahead of him in a cam position with 5-star skills and Sanchez on the right midfield, and that will be good enough to get him 9 chemistry in a 4-1-2-1-2 or a formation of similar ilk, and then you can build the rest of the team around them as you wish. You can have BBVA players up the top and just building on from there. The card looks very, very good, and 77 pace for a CDM is pretty damn incredible. So on to player number 7, we've got Budoo. A right midfield. His defending and heading attributes are poor, but he's a 79 rated card, and his dribbling at 84 and his passing at 82 looks ridiculous. He's from FC Sochaux in League 1 and he is Algerian. Again, there are actually a few decent Algerian players out there. The fact that he's in League 1 offers you an opportunity to play him maybe with Rod Fanny at right back or something. The hybrid opportunities with this guy aren't incredible, but you will be able to build a few with him. I wouldn't really get him just because there won't be many opportunities to build hybrid teams with him, but he looks like a good card. He's got very well rounded base stats in the important areas with his dribbling, his passing, his shooting and his pace, and for a 79 rated player he's going to be really, really cheap, especially because he's Algerian. You'd be looking at like 12 to 15,000 coins on both consoles, so he's definitely someone that I might give a try, and maybe he'll be an underrated star. Into number 8 now, we've got the star of the show, Marco Reus in left midfield. He plays for Borussia Dortmund. This is his second, potentially his third in form. He's definitely got another left midfield in form. I'm not sure whether he's got an inform at striker. This is the sort of card that you're going to be paying the top dollar for in this team. 92 pace, 89 shooting and 88 dribbling for a left midfield. You can't ask for any more than that. I'm going to be building him into a squad builder hybrid, which you guys will see tomorrow. I cannot wait to use this card. He's got 4-star skill moves. He is going to be absolutely fantastic to use. I genuinely can't wait to get this card. He's going to be very, very expensive in my opinion. I can't say any more than that. His regular card is crazy good anyway, and his first in form, which I actually got in a pack, is very, very good. So I can't wait to go and try out Marco Reus, the star of the team of the week for me. Player number 9 is Kucka, Juraj Kucka there. He plays for Genoa in Serie A and is Slovakian. Once again, for a centre midfielder, he's got attributes that I love. It's strange how people look at cards, and most people will see 69 pace and be like, I don't want him. I don't look at that for a centre midfielder. I mean, it is relatively important, but like I said before, I like to have defending, heading and passing in my centre midfielders. And he's got passing 77, defending 78, and heading 81. So he's actually going to be an absolute general in midfield. If we could figure out his work rates, I'm not sure what they are. I'm sure you could just go on Ultimate Team database and actually have a look at what his work rates are for his regular card to find out. But if he doesn't have high attacking work rate, he will be one of the superstars of this team of the week. Very, very underrated sort of players, these sort of guys with the good base stats, and people just don't even look at them twice because they're 78 rated. Will he fit into many teams? Probably not. Being from Slovakia is a bit of an issue. Playing for Genoa isn't an issue. Serie A is a popular league. But I don't think he's a card that many people are going to use, but I do think he is a card that is going to be very underrated and one that I look forward to using. In at number 10, player number 10, guys, we've got Kiessling, Stefan Kiessling. He's been around FIFA for a long time, and I'm pretty sure in the last couple of FIFAs he had a hell of a lot more pace than this. His inform card looks pretty decent. The good things about his inform card, obviously the shooting at 83 and the heading at 84, just very interesting attributes, but 76 pace for a striker when you can have someone like S. Fine up front, not really good enough. He plays for Bayer Leverkusen, in the Bundesliga, and is German as well, but there are so many better options out there than this card. I can't see him ever making it into many teams. The only sort of people that will play him in teams is if they're either a huge fan of Bayer Leverkusen, a huge fan of Kiessling, or get him in a pack. It's not a card that I think is going to be worth many coins, and it's definitely not a card that I'll be looking to buy. In at player number 11, Stefan Jovetic, the second star of this team of the week, in my opinion. He's got, again, crazy good, well-rounded stats. Now, he only has 82 pace, and I say only in air quotes, because 82 pace, if you use a striker of Jovetic's stature properly, is actually a good amount of pace. 84 shooting and 88 dribbling, unbelievable stats. 88 dribbling for me, the way I play FIFA, the way I use players, dribbling is a key stat, as well as shooting for my attacking players. And the fact that he's got 84 and 88 in those two respectively is incredible. His passing is at 78 as well, probably because his natural card is a centre forward, so he's a bit more of a playmaker. But it's not really an important attribute here. But the fact he's got 3 stats over 80 and 184, 188, he's going to be good. And he's got 78 heading as well, so he's actually going to be pretty decent for people crossing the ball in. I'm also going to be putting this guy in my hybrid squad builder for the team of the week, number 20. He's going to be worth a fair bit in my opinion, probably anywhere between 80 and 100,000 coins on both consoles. I could be way out with these prices. It's just a guesstimation on players of this sort of ilk that are already out there. He obviously plays in Serie A as well. The Serie A and Bundesliga are getting a lot of love in this team of the week, and he looks pretty damn good. He looks damn good. In a player number 12, guys, we've got a bronze goalkeeper, Langfield. He plays at Aberdeen in the SPL. He obviously had a cracking game. I'm not a huge fan of bronze informs. The reason being is their stats are heavily increased when they get an informed player, an informed card, but they're still worthless because if you play seasons or if you play in a Gold Cup, you're going to get destroyed if you go in with bronze teams time and time again. You're going to eventually come up against a gold team that's just going to shit all over you. I don't really think he's going to be a very sought-after player, and not enough people open bronze packs to get the informs. The informed bronzes are usually worth very, very little amount of money. In at number 13, we've got Riegler, another centre-back from the Austrian League, the Austrian Bundesliga. He plays for SV Ried. He's actually got an okay card for a bronze centre-back. Again, I'm not a huge fan of bronze cards, bronze informs, but the fact he's got 71 defending and 69 heading, if you guys are into your bronze informs and have got an Austrian team, this guy would be very, very good for you. His defending attributes for a bronze card are very, very tidy, and I don't think you go wrong, and I don't think he's going to be worth very much either. Maybe like 5,000 to 6,000 coins, I would say. In at right back, we've got Anya. Now, this guy could be worth a bit. Not only is he from a popular league per se than the Empower Championship, he's from an okay nation. There aren't too many Scottish players that will stand out, but you got like Gary McKay-Stevens, Darren Fletcher. There are people out there that you could have in teams to build this guy around. But the fact he's got 91 pace for a bronze right wing back, or right back as he will be used as most probably, is pretty damn sweet. The rest of his base stats are very, very average for a Championship player. You're more likely to see him in Division 1 or something like that with these kind of stats for an inform, but I think he's going to go for a fair few coins. Not crazy amounts, but definitely will be out there as a pretty well used player, I would say, in the bronze echelons of the game for people that use the bronzes and go into bronze tournaments and such. I think he will be somebody that will be used a fair bit. In at number 15, guys, we've got the third player that I really like from this game, and that's Danilo. And I don't like Danilo for his heading qualities, but he has got very good, well-rounded stats once again. I'm going to be using this guy also in my my hybrid squad builder. Now, this is the first right back from the Portuguese league that has been given an inform, and he looks like a crazy good player. 86 pace for a right back is obviously very good. 81 dribbling for a right back is nice. Like I said before, I like my fullbacks to have good dribbling. Jose Enrique had 79, I do believe. But this guy's got 78 defending as well, and 80 passing, and he can shoot the ball too. So for me, this is one of the most well-rounded right backs. It's a shame his defending isn't a little bit better for a right back, and he of course has a high attacking work rate, so he may well get caught out of position a fair bit. But Danilo looks like a beast. I like his regular card. I hope to God that I like his inform card. I have a feeling it's going to be a very, very tidy card to use. Number 16, guys, we've got Glenn Murray, the silver striker from Crystal Palace in England. Does he look good? No. Apologies to any Palace fans out there. Like, Crystal Palace is actually the closest team to where I grew up. But 70 pace, 72 shooting, 70 dribbling for a striker, a silver striker with 73 rated. There are already strikers out there that aren't in form that have better attributes than this guy. So you'll be much better set off just not getting this guy and finding any other player to replace him. In at number 17, we've got Luis Gabriel Rey, a Colombian from the Mexican League from Team Chiapas, and he again looks pretty damn poor. He's got okay stats, you know, like in 70s in 4 stats, but they're the low 70s. Like, if they were the high 70s, he'd be a crazy good player, but they're the low 70s. I can't imagine he gets used in many teams. There's, again, in Colombia, there are much better strikers that you can use instead of this guy, and I just don't think he will be a sort of player that is put into many teams, and he'll be really hard to put in hybrid teams because the Mexican League is really underused in FIFA, and there's not many crazy good players in the Mexican League. And the last guy we've got is Paul Heffernan. He plays for Kilmarnock in the Scottish Premier League. He's obviously Irish, as you can see from his nationality badge there. And again, a player where he's got 4 stats over 70, but they're so low in the 70s that there are just so many other better players out there. I'm not really sure how many better Irish strikers there are out there. Straight away, I can think of Shane Long. I would rather over Heffernan. But if you're building silver Irish teams, which I guess some people would do, this guy would be for you. In my opinion, he's going to be one of those informs that just gets lost in amongst the players in Ultimate Team, that one that nobody ever uses, or that is rarely used. So that is the team of the week, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the breakdown that I just gave you. I'm going to be building a squad builder with 3 of the players. I'm going to be using Danilo. I'm also going to be using Marco Reus and Stefan Jovetic. So that squad builder will be out tomorrow. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, leave a like. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you next time. Cheers.